Hello and welcome back. And of course, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracy, and in this video, I'm going to explore Hatman and shadow people. So stay tuned. Shadow people have been reported all over the world by many different people. Some people believe shadow people are just a figment of your imagination, while others believe that shadow people are really interdimensional beings. Some believe that shadow people are evil and feeding off of your fear, and some people, of course, believe that they're really just like a shadow and are just on the wall or lurking in the darkness due to reflections of light within the darkness. But in this video, I'm going to discuss shadow people, but specifically, I want to discuss Hatman. Hatman is a popular shadow figure. And the reason why I decided to do a video about Hatman and shadow people is because when I was younger, when I was still in elementary school, I had an experience of Hatman showing up in my bedroom. So one night when I was asleep, I ended up waking up in the middle of the night, and I actually felt like I was being watched. So when I woke up, I looked across my room and noticed a shadow on my wall. The shadow was of a man who was very tall, and he was wearing a hat. First, I just thought to myself it must be a shadow, but then I began looking around my room, wondering where exactly the shadow would be coming from. I couldn't seem to put my finger on it, and the longer the shadow lingered there, the more creeped out I started to become. I really began to get fearful and then ended up hiding under my blanket. Shortly after, when I went to look again, the Hatman was gone. So if it was a shadow, it had somehow disappeared. But his memory remained, and I was always curious as to exactly what that shadow was on my wall that night. So in the future, fast forward to now, I decided to do a little research on this Hatman shadow figure that I had seen when I was a kid. So I did a little research, and I guess it turns out that Hatman is a very popular phenomenon. As I was doing research into the phenomenon of the Hatman shadow figure, I ran across an article on Ranker.com, and it's an article called The Phantom Hatman Facts. And in this article, it says, in 2001, the subject of shadow people was first introduced to mainstream media via Coast to Coast AM. After the broadcast, many people ended up sending in drawings of what they had seen and shared stories about their own experiences with shadow people. The author and strange encounter enthusiast Heidi Hollis noted that there was a common seen shadow person, and he is named Hatman. And people all over the world claim to have been visited by him as well. No one expected so many people to have had experiences with Hatman or with shadow people, but the similarity of the people's stories has given the creepy, dark man a lot of popularity, and more credibility for a lot of people. You can find stories all over the internet from those who have encountered him, and one person even started a website specifically to collect tales about Hatman sightings. So obviously this is something that has gone on for people all over the world. People even sent in drawings of their sightings of shadow people, only to prove that what they saw was Hatman. The same man that I saw in my bedroom when I was younger. So this was very interesting to me. And so, of course, in my research, I learned some things about this Hatman and some of the common ways that he shows up. So, like shadow people, the Hatman often appears when people are experiencing sleep paralysis. So sleep paralysis is the stage of sleep where it's almost like you're in between a wakefulness and a sleeping state, and your mind wakes up, but your body is not yet, I guess, conscious. Because during sleep paralysis, people report that they cannot move any of their limbs, and they feel as though they are paralyzed and they just cannot move their body, but yet their mind and their eyes are fully awake. So evidently there are people who have reported seeing the Hatman during those sleep paralysis experiences. Another common thread that was found in Hatman is that Hatman is often appearing in the bedroom, and many people first saw him when they were children. And again, that fits into my exact experience with Hatman, where he showed up in my bedroom, and he showed up while I was still a child. Another common thing about Hatman is that he just stands there and watches people sleep. It's almost as if he's only there to observe you. There have been a few instances of people reporting that their experience with Hatman had some violence, where it seemed that he would attack them in their beds. But that is very rare, and most people report just being watched, and even having a feeling of being watched while Hatman was present in their bedroom. So another common experience for Hatman, though, is that Hatman seems to show up in people's lives if they're going through a very highly emotional, tumultuous time and a time of stress. So a lot of people also have the theory that Hatman is feeding off of those negative emotions and feeding off of the fear that arises in you as you are watching him watching you. So what do you guys think about this phenomenon? Let us know in the comments down below. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you're enjoying Halloween Spooktacular. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, be sure to click subscribe down below, and then you can click the bell to be notified anytime I make a new video, and I'll be doing it daily during Halloween Spooktacular. And that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.